recording. Not recording, classifying. And pangatlo, yung record. Mali. Number 2, yung recording. Number 3, yung classifying. And number 4, yung communicating. Okay? So, the first step is i-identify natin anong klaseng transaction siya, anong mga account titles ang involved para alam natin kung ano yung i-record natin. Dito sa recording naman, ito na yung journalizing. Dito na tayo magde-debit, dito din tayo mag-credit. Okay? Once that we have debited and recorded the transaction, first, again, i-identify muna natin, accountable transaction ba siya or non-accountable transactions? Kapag non-accountable transactions, di natin i-record, no? Doon sa books of accounts ng ating company. We only record mga accountable transactions. Pangalawa naman, once alam na natin, identify na natin na accountable transactions siya, dapat alam din natin kung ano yung mga account titles that will be involved. Next is i-record na natin, i-journalize na natin, debit and credit. After na ma-record na natin, ma-journalize na natin, the next step will be classifying. So itong preparation of the accounts or ledger, ito yung classifying part ng accounting. Ika-classify na natin on each type of accounts. So of all those mga naka-journalize ngayon, ika-classify na natin in terms of accounts, cash, inventory, receivables, accounts payable. Kasi nga iba-iba, marami yung mga naka-journalize na involving cash, di ba? So dito, isa-summarize natin lahat ng mga naka-journalize about cash. So meron tayong debit sa cash, ilagay natin sa debit side. Meron tayong mga credit sa cash, ilagay naman natin sa credit side. So yan, nasa classifying tayo. Okay? So ngayon, after that we have prepared the accounts, na-classify na natin yung mga accounts, that's the time na proceed tayo sa next step ng accounting process, which is the preparation of trial balance. But of course, hindi pa natin yan itatackle in this particular video. So ngayon, balik tayo sa ating topic, no? The 5 major accounts. Ito yung mismo yung content ng ating chapter 4. So alam naman natin na there are only 5 major accounts. Na-discuss na natin ito before. Asset, liabilities, equity, income, and expense. And yung assets, liabilities, and equity na yan, makikita natin yan sa balance sheet accounts or the statement financial position. And at the same time, we call this as the real accounts. Yung income and expense naman, makikita natin sa income statement. We also call this as nominal accounts. So ngayon, ano naman yung chart of accounts? Now, it is very important that every company meron silang chart of accounts. Bakit? Ito kasing chart of accounts provides a summary of all the account titles na gagamitin nila. Okay? To identify and to identify and record accountable transactions. Imagine pag yung isang company walang chart of accounts. Okay? Imagine yung isang company walang chart of accounts. If they have a transaction involving cash, pwede yung gamitin nilang i-debit is cash. Pwedeng gamitin nila ng cash on hand, pwede silang mag-debit ng cash in bank, pwede silang mag-debit ng petty cash fund. Okay? Kasi nga, wala silang specific account title na sinusunod kasi wala silang chart of accounts. So that's the importance of chart of accounts. Okay? Para meron silang basihan, susundin, at saka guide as to what specific account titles yung gagamitin nila. And at the same time, the one who prepares chart of accounts is yung accountant ng isang company. Pero hindi yan basta-basta na yung accountant ng isang company ay basta-basta na lang mag-create ng kanya-kanyang sariling chart of accounts para gamitin niya when he prepare the financial statements. Dapat ipapa-approve din yan doon sa top management ng company. Once the management approves that chart of accounts, then therefore, pwede nang gamitin yan ni accountant in recording mga accounting transactions. Okay? So these are example of mga chart of accounts. So basically, the chart of accounts just a summarization of mga account titles na gagamitin nila. So sa balance sheet accounts, meron yung mga assets, cash, accounts receivable, allowance for bad debts, notes receivable, prepaid, so on and so forth. So kung ano yung kita nyo dyan. Si cash naman, however, although pinakita dito is only cash, but in real practice, yung mga companies, marami yan silang mga classifications of cash. So under the cash, meron pa yan silang mga subcategories, like for example, cash on hand. Cash on hand is an account para naman sa mga transactions involving cash na yung ginagamit na pambayad or na-receive nila is yung bills and points mismo. No, nahahawakan mismo yung pera. Kaya yung gagamitin nila is cash on hand. For example, nakabenta ka sa isang customer. Yung binayad ni customer ay 1,000 bills. So therefore, ano yung journal entry mo? Debit ka cash on hand. Credit ka naman ay sales. Bakit cash on hand? Kasi nare-receive mo mismo yung cash na binayad ni customer. Pero, kung si customer bumili sa inyo, tapos yung binayad niya ay cheque. Okay? So therefore, wala pa sa company yung pera mismo kundi nandun sa bank account ng customer. So, ang gagamitin naman, supposedly, na gagamitin ng company naman, kapag ganyan yung transaction, yung binayad ni customer ay cheque, dapat yung gamitin nila ay cash in bank. Okay, nasa bangko yung cash. Okay, meron ng representation gamit yung cheque. And, so yun siya. Pwede cash on hand kapag bills, tsaka cash in bank. So, that's the importance kung bakit dapat mayroong chart of accounts. Para ma-properly identify at saka ma-properly classify natin yung mga account titles involved on those particular accounting transactions. Okay? Now, do not also forget dito sa illustration nito. Take note letter C, letter J, and letter L. Letter C, letter J, and letter L. Yang mga yan ang tinatawag natin yung mga contra asset account. Contra asset account. So ano nga ba itong mga contra asset accounts? Although they are part of the classification of the assets, pero yung mga contra asset na accounts na yan, it reduces the balance of the asset. Okay? Ibig sabihin, letter C, allowance for bad debts, pinipresent yan doon sa asset but as a reduction of accounts receivable. Yung accumulated depreciation naman, pinipresent yan doon sa asset but as a reduction of the cost or balance of the building. Ganon din sa accumulated depreciation for equipment if meron silang building at saka equipment. Okay? So meron tayong tinatawag na contra asset account. From the word itself, contra asset, nilalagay sa asset but it reduces the balance of the asset. So, sa balance sheet accounts naman, siyempre, tatlo yung type of major accounts na makikita natin sa balance sheet, di ba? Asset, liability, equity. So, dito naman sa liabilities, ito naman yung sample ng mga account titles sa under liabilities, tsaka ito naman yung sa equity. Sa income statements, yung income, merong 4 major categories din yung income na yan, no? Iba't ibang mga types of income. First, meron tayong service fees. Yung service fees na yan yung nare-receive natin para sa mga, if yung business nyo ay nagpro-provide kayo ng service, so yung nare-receive nyo na payment from your customers or clients ay service fee dapat yung classification, no? Letter B naman ay sales. So, unlike A, yung sales is to represent naman yung income na nare-receive nyo from the customers who purchased products sa inyo. So kapag nagbebenta kayo ng produkto, dapat yung income statement nyo, ang ginagamit nyo na income account is sales. Huwag kang gumamit ng service fee. Kasi yung service fee, para lang doon yan sa mga service provider na mga service provider na mga businesses. Letter C naman is interest income. Ito naman yung income na nare-receive natin. For example, if nagpapa-loan tayo. So therefore, kapag nagpapahiram tayo sa mga kliyente natin, and of course, pinapatubuan natin. So yung tubo na yon represents an income. Specifically, tawag natin doon is interest income. Letter D naman yung gains. So ito namang gains ay ito yung mga gains kapag nagbebenta tayo ng mga properties, and the selling of property is not part of the normal course of business ng ating company. So for example, if yung company mo is merchandising tapos meron kang equipment diyan, okay, yung equipment na yan, sa tingin mo kailangan mong ibenta para makabili ka ng bago, so therefore binenta mo yung equipment na yan. Pero yung pagbenta mo, mas nakaginansya ka sa pagbenta, maybe because mas mahal yung pagbili nung nakabili kaysa doon sa salvage value na natitira diyan sa equipment na yan, then therefore meron kang gains. So yung gains na yan is also part of your income. Okay? Pero if yung business mo naman, the normal course of business of yours buying and selling of equipments, then therefore gagamitin mo is sales, hindi yung gains. Sa expenses naman, of all the major types of accounts, expense yung may pinakamaraming mga classifications, no? So meron tayong cost of sales, freight out, salaries expense, rent expense, utilities, taxes, transportation. So maraming mga classifications of expenses. So that's it. That's the end of chapter 4. So just a recap, chapter 4, we discussed about ano nga ba yung nature ng accounts. And then we are at the third stage or the third step of the accounting process, which is yung classifying. And then we do classifying by posting to the ledger or preparing the accounts. Posting to the ledger, yan yung actual na ginagawa natin in real life accounting. Whereas for the sake of learning dito sa classroom, gagamitin lang natin is T accounts to simplify the transactions, no? Yung T accounts naman is just basically parang storage of information. So for example, cash account, it contains informations regarding the movement of cash. We also discussed the 5 major types of accounts: asset, liability, equity, income, and expense. And also, we also discussed the concept about chart of accounts. So that's it, and thank you.